So today I'm going to show you how to do the heart stitch in the flat. I will have another video on how to do the heart stitch in the round, but today I'm going to show you how to do the heart stitch in the flat. There are two ways to do the heart stitch in the flat. You can do it as is pictured here by putting 2 half double crochets on either side of the 2 heart stitches that are on the end of the row, or which is the way a lot of people do this, is a half of a heart on either end. This is what I will be demonstrating to you right now. With this sequence, you will need a total of 6 stitches plus 1. You'll need the plus 1 for this 1/2 heart that you start with, then 6 stitches for these last 4. So 24 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 times 6 is 24, and then this one is 25. So I have a base ready here. I made a single crochet base. You can use double crochets, you can use half double crochets, whatever you choose to do, but at the last stitch, right before you begin the heart stitch, if it's a double crochet at the last pull through, if it's a half double crochet at the last pull through, and I'm using a single crochet, so you don't complete the last pull through because you drop the main color and you pull up the contrasting color that you're using for the heart stitch. All right, tighten those down. You can choose to tie those in a knot if you would like, but I'm going to chain 2 and turn. This chain 2 will count as a stitch. I'm going to place my first half heart right here, and what the half heart is a double crochet cluster. But this cluster will only have 2 double crochets, as the chain 2 counts as a stitch. Just like that, you'll only end up with 3 on the hook. Let me do that again. Let me go step by step to show you. So this half heart is yarn over, insert hook into the stitch, pull up a loop, and then pull through 2. Yarn over, insert hook, pull up a loop, and then pull through 2, and you have 3 on the hook. And then you pull through all 3. Now the next step is chain 2. There is a chain 2 space in between each heart stitch. This next stitch we do will be a complete heart stitch. And we have to skip 5 stitches and complete the heart stitch in the 6th stitch, and the heart stitch is 2 double crochet clusters with a chain 2 space in between. So in order to count, I like to use my hook, so I go ahead and I yarn over and count 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and go ahead and dig into that 6th stitch to make your first cluster. So you've pulled up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert hook, yarn over. After you pull up a loop, then yarn over, and you have 4 on the hook. Pull through all 4. Now it's chain 2 and a cluster. Insert hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, insert hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, insert hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, 4 on the hook, chain 2, and let's do that next stitch. First we yarn over, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and into that 6th stitch. Let's do that cluster. Let me hurry along here for you. Well, I'm not hurrying very much if I'm messing up, huh? This does not need to be a tight execution. These stitches bloom out on the wrong side to make the heart look a little bit 3D and a little bit puffy. So if it's very tight, it might not bloom out as much. Remember, a chain 2, then yarn over, skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the cluster, pull through all 4, chain 2, cluster, there we go, that makes the heart stitch, chain 2, and now we are at the end to make an ending heart stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the ending heart stitch is just half of that cluster. So yarn over, pull through 2, insert hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and we do not use the contrasting color to pull through all 4. We pick up the main color and we pull through all 4. And there we go. Okay, so you can choose to tie these down if you'd like. I choose not to, but the next row you need to take a chain 1 and turn, and you're going to be placing a single crochet in the top of the heart, but I don't like to put it in the top of the heart. I like to drop down and execute that single crochet down in the side, pull that loop up a bit. That gives a smoother edge. If I put the stitch right here, it makes a bit of a lump, and I don't like that. It is important to chain 2 before executing those half double crochets that I'll show you next. This is the fun part. This is where it gets to be fun. Remember those 5 stitches that we skipped? We're going to execute a half double crochet in the second stitch of the 5 that was skipped. Execute a half double crochet in the third stitch. Notice I'm pulling up the loop, and then a half double crochet in the 4th, and we're trying to cover that chain 2, so we want to pull that up a little bit. Then we chain 2, single crochet in the top of that heart, chain 2, and do the same half double crochet sequence in the second stitch, half double crochet in that third stitch that was skipped, half double crochet, oh, my yarn is a-splitting on me, half double crochet in that 4th stitch that was skipped, chain 2, single crochet in the chain 2 space, and that same half double crochet sequence. Don't get real tight on these chain spaces, and don't forget to pull your loops up on the half double crochet. Chain 2, this is the last half double crochet sequence. Chain 2. Now, just like at the beginning, I'm going to want to put my last single crochet kind of down on the side here. Let me pull this up. I don't really want it, I want to put it right there at the corner at the side. I'm not going to want it to make a bump. All right, now chain 1 and turn. Execute a single crochet right in the top of that single crochet. Execute a single crochet in this chain 2 space. Execute a single crochet in each half double crochet across, and I start right there. Single crochet, single crochet. This is the last row, single crochet in the chain 2 space. This is the last row of the heart stitch. The heart stitch consists of 3 rows. Single crochet in the top of the heart, single crochet in the chain 2 space, single crochet in these 3 half double crochets, and let me finish this sequence across for you, and then we'll move on to the second heart stitch tutorial in the flat. And this last stitch, if I place this last stitch right here, it's going to create that weird bump. So I'm going to loosely go down into this corner and pull up my loop and end that single crochet right there. I really like that edging a lot better, especially if you're making a mug rug or a dishcloth. It makes a nicer finish. And this really is not the front side of your heart stitch. This is the front. The stitches bloom out. So remember, don't be too tight. You want those little clusters to bloom out. So let's move on to the second tutorial of the heart stitch in the flat. So as we start the tutorial that shows how to do the heart stitch with half double crochets on each end, this tutorial has a total of 23 stitches. I started with a base chain of 24. So when we get to the end of the row with this stitch tutorial, we go ahead and chain 1 and turn and execute 2 half double crochets. But on the second half double crochet, we will drop the main color and pull up the contrasting color at the last pull through of the half double crochet. And we will immediately execute a heart stitch cluster right beside this double crochet. Let me drop that white out of the way, remembering to stitch over top of the gray or the main color, yarn over, insert hook, pull up a loop. Remember, this is the heart stitch cluster or the heart stitch. Chain 2. It's a combination of 2 double crochet clusters with a chain 2 space in between, but the complete heart stitch really includes 3 rows. All right, chain 2. There we go. That's the beginning of this row. Now we will skip the 5 stitches. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And go into that 6th stitch and make that cluster. Let me hurry along as I've already demonstrated this heart stitch several times to you. Chain 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, 2, 3. Let's stop. I'm going to go ahead and chain 2. Let's stop and take a look at our carrying yarn. We are carrying the yarn, and it's looking a little loopy. Gave it a little bit of a tug. Imagine it's going to be like that because this will stretch out as we add those stitches in the next row. Okay, so still carrying the gray yarn. We need to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This last heart stitch is a little different as we need to drop the contrasting color and pull up the main color at the last pull through of this cluster. And here we are. We're at the last pull through. We have 4 on the hook. We need to drop the weight. Go ahead and cut the weight. If you're going to be doing any extensive crochet, go ahead and cut that white or contrasting color, drop it to the back, or you can continue to crochet over top of it. It's totally up to you. It doesn't matter to me. Pick up the main color and pull it through on the last pull through. Now it's 2 half double crochets in the last 2 stitches. Chain 1 and turn. Looks pretty neat. We will be crocheting over top of these. All right, so it's single crochet in the top of that half double crochet. Now, the next stitch is a single crochet right here. But if you feel like it's too big of a space, You can add a chain for ease only. It will not be counted. You'll ignore it from here on out. But if you feel more comfortable, if you're a tight crocheter, I totally recommend you doing that. But I tend to crochet kind of loose. So I'm going to leave that loop a little bit big and add my single crochet right here. Then it is chain 2, and we will be executing half double crochets right here. Chain 2, half double crochet in the second of the 5 stitches that were skipped, pulling up those loops. So then we'll half double crochet in the 3rd stitch and in the 4th stitch. Let me do that for you. And in the 4th, just like in the previous demonstration. Chain 2, single crochet in the chain 2 loop, or chain 2 space of the heart, chain 2, same half double crochet sequence in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of the 5 single crochets that were skipped. There we go. Chain 2, single crochet in the top of the heart and the chain 2 space at the top, chain 2, half double crochet and stitch 2, half double crochet and stitch 3, and half double crochet and stitch 4, and we are at the end. We still need to stitch chain 2, single crochet, and remember, if you want a stitch right here for ease, that's totally up to you, but if not, single crochet in these last 2 half double crochets. Now chain 1 and turn. Single crochet in the top of this single crochet, this next single crochet, the single crochet that is at the top of the heart, and then single crochet in the chain 2 space. Single crochet in each of the half double crochets, single crochet in the chain 2 space, single crochet in the heart, single crochet at the top of the heart rather, single crochet in the chain 2 space, single crochet in the 3 half double crochets. Single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, single crochet in the 3 half double crochets. The crochet pattern will be found, or the instructions will be found at Crissy'sOverTheMountainCrochet.com. I will also have several patterns using this stitch. Well, one pattern using this particular in the flat stitch. So that looks pretty good, but this is the wrong side. This is the right side. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. 2 examples of how to do the heart stitch in the flat. I will make another tutorial on how to use the heart stitch in the round. It was good to have you on my side of the mountain. I hope you'll come again soon. Bye.